Hey, Friend Church D coming at you once again. Thank you for tuning into What Does It Take to Win. Could you believe that we're already done with the month of January in 2021? Wow, you made it through. You survived 2020 and now we're cruising along through 2021. Wow. Congrats to you. Kudos. I know I'm excited for all the great things that are in store. Hey, so I have something pretty exciting to announce. I recently dropped a brand new album entitled Something's Missing. It was released on January 25th, 2021, obviously. Just came out, brand new music. It's kind of like jazz, kind of like R&B. I think it's classified as R&B. If you look it up online, it'll say R&B. But it's good, clean music. I have some instrumentals on there, as well as I'm doing a little singing. So if you want to hear my singing voice, check it out. It's not that great. Well, I'm not going to down myself. I'm pretty great at anything I do. See what I did there? But yeah, check out my new music. It's entitled Something's Missing. It's available on every digital outlet, all platforms. So if you have Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube Music, wherever you listen to your music, Deezer, for my people who are outside of the country, literally you can find me anywhere. Just type in Church D, that's church as in like a edifice, DEE, and you'll be able to check out my music. You know, I released other projects back in the past. I have another full-length album entitled The Cactus Bare Minimum 2.0, as well as an EP by the name of The Big Reveal, and I released a single by the name of The Vision. So you can go ahead and check that out. I say this every podcast, help me to collect my coins, purchase the album, stream the album, share it, tell a friend about it, tell an enemy about it, tell your family about it. Whoever needs to hear about it, let them know, okay? So that's my little promo for the beginning. Also, I do make beats. You can look me up on soundclick.com/churchd if you would like an instrumental. If you like the new instrumental for the intro that came on this podcast, just reach out to me. I have plenty of instrumentals, and if it's not something that you're looking for, I can always cook something up for you. Exclusive pricing is available. Just shoot me a DM and we can talk about that as well. Awesome. So yeah, that was my little promo. Now let's jump right into this podcast. On this episode, we'll be dealing with loyalty. Loyalty is a pretty big deal in my book. I try to practice loyalty to the best of my ability. So I thought it would be great to talk about it and to share that with you guys and, you know, show you how great loyalty is and how it can help you to navigate through your relationships. So the official title of this episode is Loyalty Pays. I have 4 points that I would like to go over with you all. The first point is loyalty brings you favor. The second point is loyalty ties into consistency. The third point is don't only be loyal to potential opportunities. And the fourth and final point is that when you're loyal, you're more valuable. Okay, so let's start off with my first point on how loyalty will bring you favor. I'll give an example of something that I've gone through, and I find it to be pretty awesome. So I've been with this phone company for my cell phone for maybe about 17 years or so, right? So I had, two different numbers, obviously. So if you had my first number, you don't have it anymore because I changed it, whatever, a few years back. But I've been with this company for a long time, like almost 2 decades. And, you know, I switched over from one plan to the next, right? Still the same company, still same cell phone company. And, you know, I've been making my payments on time, obviously, no delinquencies or anything. So recently I received, well, it wasn't that recent, but a few months back, I received a notification saying, hey, you're eligible for loyalty benefits. And so long story short, the amount I was paying for my phone bill was pretty much cut in half, and I'm receiving more benefits. So I'm getting more than I was receiving before and paying less for it. And how did that come about? Just from being a loyal customer. You know, they trust me so much to say, okay, you know, he's been with us for such a long time. We haven't had any issues with him. So let's in turn do something to favor him, to make sure he's comfortable, to make sure he's happy. So that's pretty much what I was trying to drive home with my first point of how loyalty will bring you favor. If you're loyal to someone, if you're loyal to a company, if you're loyal to just, let's say, a project that you're working on, you're going to receive some sort of favor, whether it's seeing your ideas coming to fruition or if you get like a big bonus. Now, I understand not every company is like that. They don't treat you with favor, and sometimes you can be blindly loyal to people who are going to take advantage of you. That's something you're going to have to look out for. Try not to be loyal to those who will take advantage of you. This is why I encourage people to have mentors and coaches who you can run to and say, hey, what do you think about this situation? If you don't have that, hey, listen to this podcast. Hopefully I can mentor you a little bit and coach you a little bit. That way you won't get yourself into situations that are very uncomfortable and constantly be taken advantage of, because you're a good person and you deserve the best. Why do I say you're a good person? I don't even know you, but you're listening to my podcast, so that makes you a good person. But yeah, I sort of deviated a little bit from, my first point, but it all ties in together. Loyalty will definitely bring you favor because people can trust you, and, anybody who's able to trust you, they'll say, I enjoy working with you. I'd love to continue working with you. Let me give you a reward or two, and so on. So that's pretty much it for the first point. I'm going to try to speed through this because I don't like to waste people's time. And, it's 2021. We have short attention spans anyways. So moving along to point number 2, which simply states that loyalty ties into consistency. So when you're loyal to someone, something, an idea, or whatever, a business plan, you produce results or fruit. Okay. Another example, I think I've spoken about this before, or at least I've tweeted about it. But over the pandemic, I started planting garlic. I had like a little garlic clove. It started sprouting. I was like, oh, well, this is cool. I wonder how I could plant it and, have it grow. So I put it in a cup of water and I just remained consistent. I remained loyal to planting that garlic. And over the pandemic, over the summer, even going into the fall and into the winter, I just watched the garlic plant just continue to blossom and grow taller and bigger, and I would water it. And finally, it became time to harvest it. So, of course, I completely forgot about it and it died. So after all that hard work, it ended up dying. But that's just because I wasn't paying attention at that point. I was doing some other stuff. I was like, oh, bummer. Well, at least it grew pretty long and tall. And if I paid attention to it, I would have harvested the garlic and we would be eating garlic right now. But I said all that to say my loyalty to the garlic plant and my consistency allowed it to grow nice and tall. And I just simply forgot at the end. I was like, oops, my bad. Don't be like me. Don't forget about certain things. Write it down so you can reach the end and see your hard work come into fruition, especially if you've been loyal to it and if you've been consistent with it. I'll use a better example because I know you guys are like, oh man, your garlic didn't survive. Boo. And it's all good. But here's a better example. As I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I'm releasing new music. Well, I've released new music. And I've stayed loyal to that project since day one. After I dropped my EP, more music was just being downloaded into me. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not just going to give up and say, okay, I already put out one record. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take another hiatus and I'll get back to it whenever. No, the music started coming. I remained loyal to it. And I said, okay, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep going. I don't have all of the resources that I would like to have. I don't have all of the people that I'd like to have involved with this project, but I'm just going to keep going. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to let anything discourage me. I'm going to remain loyal and consistent to my dream. Okay. And now here we are. The end of January, I've released a brand new album, 13 full songs. So, and I believe it's my best piece of work yet. All my other projects are excellent and you're going to love it once you listen to it, obviously. But, I'm just seeing growth because I've remained loyal to my craft, to my gift. And I'm just continuing to improve and climb higher. So that's enough about me and my garlic and, my music that I'm putting out there. Try not to judge me too hard, right? But yes, remain loyal because loyalty ties into consistency. Okay, so that was point 2. That ran over a little bit longer than I had intended, but I hope you get the message. I hope the message went across and not over your head. Okay, so let's move on to my third point. And it states that, you shouldn't only be loyal to potential opportunities. Okay. I did a podcast, I believe. It's just pretty much saying, don't let your hunger for opportunities turn you into an opportunist. And I mean that. Opportunities come and go. Like, seriously, being loyal to somebody for what they have to offer as opposed to who they are, it's going to constantly leave you in a position of need. So my advice would be, if you're uncertain about that, or if you think you might be going into it just for the opportunities, just go into it with a mindset of serving for a season. So let's say you want to connect with somebody, go in and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to connect with this person, but only for a season. And I'm going to help them bring their vision to life, as well as capitalizing on the opportunities I believe they'll have available for me. That way, both parties can benefit mutually. And you can receive what you were seeking after, as well as the person or the people that you've served. So now you don't look like an opportunist because you've actually helped people. And in return, the opportunity you were going after, you were able to get. That's actually a pretty good character building exercise. You might want to give it a try if ever you feel the need to, become an opportunist. But hey, if you do that, it's definitely going to add more value, which is a great segue to my fourth and final point. When you're loyal, you become more valuable. Your value increases and you will be more sought out. Loyal friends, business partners, entertainment pros, etc. People will want to be in your company. They'll want to be around you and they'll want to work with you. Here's an example. If I'm an entrepreneur, a business person, or anybody starting up a project, starting something from the ground up, I'd want to work with somebody who's going to stick with me when times get rough, because trust and believe times are absolutely going to get rough. And it goes the same way with romantic relationships. If you're going to start a relationship with your crush, with an individual that you find to be amazing, you would want them to stick with you when things get rough. You don't want there to be, a few mishaps or things get hard or you're down on your luck. You don't want them to sort of pack up and say, okay, goodbye. Things are rough, so I'm out of here. No, you want somebody who's going to stick with you. And back to how it goes with like an entrepreneurial venture or business or whatever project you're starting. You want people who are going to stick with you, because those first few months or first few years are often the toughest. And you really feel, now I might be talking about myself, but it's all good because I'm not going to sue myself. But in these first few months or years, you're going to feel like you're just rock bottom, especially when you're starting something from the ground up. You're still learning things. You're still trying to figure things out. You're trying to do the best that you can. You might not have all the resources. You definitely don't have enough money to reach out to people and say, hey, could you do this for me or could you do that for me? Unless you get some investors or you just come from a really rich background, and then people can sort of fund and finance, your endeavors. But that's not how it is for regular people or the common person. Sometimes we have to literally scrape from the mud and build things up. And when things are getting rough, we don't want to have people who are supposed to be in our corner turn on us and say, oh, this isn't working out. You're taking too long. Things aren't happening. So we're just going to say goodbye, peace out. No, we would prefer to have somebody who is loyal, somebody who's going to stick through it with us and say, okay, yeah, I know it's rough right now, but let's try it this way. Or I know it's rough right now. It's going to get better in a few weeks. It's going to get better in a few months or years, etc. Having a person like that around you, around your brand, adds value to your brand. In fact, if you decide to be that person, you can add value to your own brand. How cool is it to be somebody who adds value to someone else's brand? How cool is it to be that one who adds value to your own brand because you are valuable, because you're loyal? That was a little bit of a rant, but I'm going to stop ranting in 2021. Probably not, but I'm going to keep saying it until it might happen. Keyword might. So yes, being loyal adds more value. I'll talk about it briefly from a musician standpoint. If I'm a loyal musician, if I stick with the band that I'm playing with or the artist that I've been playing for years, they're going to keep calling me back, and my name's going to go around the industry as a musician who is reliable and loyal, who is going to remain consistent at rehearsals or during shows. Like, I'm that loyal person. And so on, like with being an artist. If you're an artist who's known for not being loyal to their band or their background singers, chances are a lot of people are not going to want to work with you. you won't have very much value. In fact, I think there was an artist like that recently who wasn't loyal to their band, and they sort of just abandoned the artist right before they had a big show. I'm not going to drop any names because I don't get down like that, but the point I'm trying to make is remain loyal because it's going to increase your value. So that is the end. That's the fourth and final point. So let's do a quick recap. So in the first point, I stated how loyalty brings you favor. As I mentioned, I've been with a certain phone company for a long time. They decided, hey, he's been loyal to us. Let's do something for him. Let's favor him. The second point, loyalty ties into consistency. When you're loyal to somebody, an idea, or whatever you're working on, it produces results or fruits. Don't be like me with the garlic, however. Don't get to the end and forget about it. Be like me with my original music. Produce results. The third point is don't be loyal to potential opportunities. Remember, opportunities come and go. If that's all you're trying to go after, you're going to be left feeling empty and constantly in the position of need. And the fourth and final point, when you're loyal, you're more valuable. Not only will you add value to yourself, but you'll add value to others. This will make you highly sought after, and the opportunities will be endless. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope it blessed you and I hope it encouraged you. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and to share this. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with people you don't even like. Share it with that person who keeps bothering you for advice. I got you covered. And lastly, if you'd like to connect with me, just click the link in the description for all of my content. I have some great things in store for you. Thanks for tuning in. God bless.